Здравствуйте, друзья! С вами снова Билли Бонс, и мы продолжаем расследование Шерлока Холмса. Сегодня мы должны поговорить с начальником станции Ившем о разобранном сарае. Давайте приступим. Смотритель станции. Что
It
за
appears
разобранный
that there was a
склад?
small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few hundred feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
Смотрите-ка. Старая железная дорога. Ага. Поезд проехал станцию, однако нет уверенности, что начальник об этом сообщит. У нас есть несовпадение. Угу. Вот. Поезд утопили в затопленном карьере. Это интересно. Давайте посмотрим улики. Так. У нас есть еще к шахтам. Тогда у нас вот так и вот так. Но что-то у нас не сходится. Ага. Поезд погребен под породами взорванной шахты. То есть у нас сейчас два варианта развития событий. В мексиканской компании были разногласия, чтобы чилийцы оставились в поезде. Вот почему контролер высадил всех пассажиров, кроме чилийцев. А давайте проверим, вдруг поезд утопили. Скорее всего, мы придем к такому же выводу. Давайте вот так сделаем. Мексиканцы утопили чилийцев. Ну, то есть, так или иначе, поезд либо в карьере, либо погребен. Вывод в любом случае один. Мексиканцы расправились с чилийцами для того, чтобы прятать улики. Так, вражда между мексиканцами и чилийцами привела к большим жертвам. Нужно действовать быстро. Вы свяжетесь с Лестрейдом и позволите полиции вершить правосудие, даже рискуя получить международный скандал. Нет, вот этого мы не хотим. Давайте мы дадим Майкрофту шанс решить проблему. Тем более Майкрофт нам все-таки брат. Если он получит какую-то выгоду с этого, то, наверное. Но мы так и не знаем, где поезд. Вот. А вот это было, кстати, самое интересное. То, что чилийцы расправились с мексиканцами, расправились с чилийцами, это я понял примерно на середине.
There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barkazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Так, нам нужно справиться. Видимо,
Well,
надо...
the case is solved,
нас
and we should be
сами
heading home. May we have 2 tickets to
переслали туда,
London,
куда
please?
надо.
Right away. Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Так, смотрим дальше. Кого-то, возможно, придется вырубить. Ага.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Так. Я выбрал
Holmes,
наиболее быстрый.
I had to do it.
It is all right, Watson. He got what he deserved.
Oh my God! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence.
After I returned from Afghanistan, I vowed never to take another human life.
Watson, you did in fact save a life. You should focus on that. Now come, there is still much to do.
Так. Мексиканцы. Найдено 23 улики. Приговор политическая игра. А другая версия. Так, вот я сейчас не знаю, показать вам другую версию игры или же давайте примем версию. Ну вот, да, люди, которые выполняют так же, как и я, расследовали это дело, они, в принципе, в большинстве приняли такой же и моральный выбор, и решившие дело точно так же, как и мы. Ну, знаете, здесь вариантов два. Либо поезд в карьере, либо в шахте. Тут не особо. Выбора немного. Приходим мы в любом случае к одному и тому же выводу, но только немножечко через разные пути. Поехали дальше.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits. The temperature appears to be normal. The pupil is dilated. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Считаю удары.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes.
Быстро он направился.
I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting in the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm
Таник.
not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Вы поняли, на что намек про этих двух парней? Это владельцами Титаника была компания White Star Line, между прочим. Так. Это одно дело. Так, присоединитесь к Лестрейду в банях. Отправляемся туда и начинаем наше третье дело. Всего, как я понимаю, в этой игре 7 различных дел. И мы подбираемся. А мы еще в самом начале, ребят.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Так, давайте узнаем про
Are you able to
подозреваемых.
identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Так, орудие
You
убийства.
found no murder weapon?
Но, насколько я знаю,
That's
нет,
why I
его
called
нет.
you. All 3 witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Так, инспектор Лестрейд. Приходится постоянно переключаться. Мистер Филлипс. Давайте пообщаемся с ним.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Так,
Please
пусть
tell us the
расскажет
chain of
нам.
events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Так, давайте его осмотрим. Небольшие морщины. Это единственное. Накрахмаленный воротник. Блестящие пуговицы. Манчестер. Угу. Сегодняшняя телеграмма. Найдите орудие убийства. Так.
These baths are becoming sinister.
Так, парилка. Бутылка шампанского.
Champagne for a special occasion. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Так, вроде нового ничего, да?
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. Expensive clothes, belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Давайте посмотрим другую
These
одежду.
clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
А почему 3, если их там 4?
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Так, нам нужно осмотреть тело для начала.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Так, мы взяли образец.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Что-то мы упустили, видимо.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Так. Давайте осмотрим кровь.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Включим Т.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Так. Здесь вроде все. Давайте поговорим со всеми
It's
подозреваемыми.
I can't talk at the moment.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. Sir Rodney, he's dead.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Требуется предмет. Очки.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Так.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Еще раз. Опа. И снова пар.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Ну, хотелось поиграться немного. Так. Нам нужно что-то.
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Holmes?
The grid cannot be removed.
Требуется предмет. Какой предмет, вопрос? Давайте примем, может, здесь что-нибудь. Так. Штука из-под шампанского нам не подойдет. Так, здесь у нас в этой комнате ничего нет. Так, давайте начнем с разговора с мистером Филлипсом. Что же за ключ?
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Выберите правильный ответ.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Утренняя телеграмма.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Так, а кто же
There is a
принес
bottle of
шампанское?
champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Конечно, это важно. Так, ну давайте на сегодня на этом закончим. Продолжим поиски уже в следующей серии. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки. Обязательно оставляйте комментарии. Дальше будет только интересней. А на сегодня пока.